Europe are still with me on Headbangers Ball, and we're talking about their brand new album, Prisoners in Paradise. Now guys, why did it take 3 years for you to actually bring the album out?
We never had that question. Why did it take 3 years?
Well, actually, we were touring a lot. We did an American tour with the previous album, that is, with Def Leppard in America, and we toured Europe too. And then we did some festivals. We played Milton Keynes in '89, summer '89, with Bon Jovi. What else did we do? We played Chile and Southeast Asia. So there's been a lot of touring in between, and also, of course, we spent more time than ever on writing material.
Do you think that all that touring attributed to the slightly tougher sound that's evident on the album?
Yeah, I think you write more on guitar when you're on the road, and when you write on guitar, I think it's more powerful. You don't carry keyboards around everywhere.
Right.
And sometimes when you write on a keyboard, you know, you get in this melancholic mode. This should be a ballad. You know, that kind of thing. No, it's more guitar-based, I think.
Right. Key, perhaps you could talk a little bit about the guitars being more prominent, as Joey was saying. Apparently you used a kind of Q sound system. Could you tell us exactly what that brings out in the music?
That would take ages. But to make it simple, Q sound is like a simulated 4-track, or we're going to call it quadraphonic system thing. We just use it to make the guitars a little bit wider. You can get more stuff into the picture, but the sound picture. Yeah, it's kind of boring. I warned ya. I warned ya.
It's I don't know.
Anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, do you want to finish this off?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, it was just a way of making the sound broader, since we wanted to have a lot of guitars in there.
Right.
And so we're trying to use this live by project this live by using Joey and Mick playing guitars as well. Some of the songs we have 3 guitars.
And you know, I don't know whether you agree with me, but keyboards can sometimes dilute rock music. Do you actually work together, guitars and keyboards, to find a kind of happy medium?
Yeah, I think we discussed like this when we did the album. We wanted where keyboard really was necessary, we put them in there. And sometimes it's really nice with keyboards, you know, to get a powerful kind of epic.
We didn't want to...
Shut up.
Please. Yeah. We did not want to, just because it says a keyboard player in the band, which is me, we didn't want to put him on there just because of that fact. So, since I'm a brilliant guitar player as well.
But they do add a lot of texture as well, don't they, in certain songs?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I believe in when you write a song, if you write it on keyboard, you should proceed building it around that keyboard. You know? When you write it on guitar, that should be the main thing.
Okay, well, we're going to see some more music now, and actually we're going to see another band that formed in Sweden but then moved to LA to find fame and fortune, and they've got the second album out. And from LA back to Sweden, we're still in the Globe in Stockholm with our special guest tonight, Europe, and we're going to talk some more about the album. Now, Joey, I come to you here. A lot of the lyrics seem to be influenced or inspired by people and places.
Yeah, it is. Since we became a world band, we moved out of Sweden 4 years ago. And we lived pretty much everywhere. And I think what inspired me was people and things that happened around us during this time. Some of the lyrics are more personal now, I think. I think I'm going to move into that area more like a diary.
Now, you actually, there's a song that really caught my eye, and that's A Girl from Lebanon. What inspired you to write that song? I
was in Stockholm 2 weeks in the summer, and I went to this park, and I was stuck on the lyric. I couldn't find an idea. And I wanted to do something different, something maybe controversial. And later on that day, I met some girls from Lebanon. By the way, she was pretty as well. So for the first idea for the song was, you know, but then I thought about what she said to me, that they have a lot of problems there and with religion, and young people want to move out, and I want to write a tribute. So it's a song to her. You know.
Have you ever actually been to that country?
No, I haven't yet.
So was it difficult to try and imagine sort of her point of view?
Yes, but I just wanted to write a tribute. I didn't go out in so deep.
No.
But there were some people in America that wanted to ban the song, and that made me happy, actually. It made me push it on the album even further.
Now, there's quite a contrast on the album. There's a subtle balance between the out-and-out rockers and the kind of more ballady type songs. I bring John in here actually on the end there. John, was that kind of intentional to show two different sides to the band?
Well, I think we would always try to be a bit broad, you know, and have ballads and heavy rockers as well.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Now, I guess the choice of producer can say kind of a lot about the band and the direction that they want to go in, and you could have pretty much had any producer in the world, I would imagine. Why did you particularly want to use Beau Hill, and how did he bring out the best in Europe?
First of all, we met several producers, but Beau was the one that showed a lot of interest. He came to a gig we did, and he was really enthusiastic. He came to the rehearsal and said, "Guys, I think you're great. I want, you know, if we can work together, that would be good. If you don't find another guy, I'll be here."
Did it mean a lot to you that he actually came to the gig
Yeah.
and check you out?
I
Because
think
not many of them do that, do they?
No, it's very personal, and he was very humble in saying, if you don't get that guy, because we were talking about different, Terry Thomas, Bob Rock, and all those guys. But he was very into it.
And how did he sort of bring out the best in Europe and what you were trying to achieve on the album?
By being just a good friend. He's musical, he's a good friend, and we had a good atmosphere in the studio. Instead of arguing about ideas, whether it's right or wrong to do them, we tried everything. And that's a lot quicker and more creative, I think.
It must have been great to actually have the luxury of time in the studio to kind of experiment like that.
Yeah, but we do, as always, we prepare ourselves very good before we go into the studio. We had 30 song ideas before we went in, rehearsed and everything.
So, Key, how long did you spend in pre-production?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. Many years later.
Was it really that you were completely ready just to go in and just put the tracks down?
Yeah, the way we worked was actually pretty cool. We spent a lot of time in, well, of course, songwriting, but in the pre-production, we also spent a lot of time with Beau with us, rehearsing with us, and he came with suggestions. And we told him to get lost and play it the same way anyway. And but after we went through all that, we finally had the album. Then we just went in and recorded it. So how long did we spend in the studio, actually?
3.
3, yeah. Whatever, we don't know.
3.
Three.
No, we're not going to say
Miles, maybe.
miles, days, stones.
Yeah, stones.
But it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got lots more from Europe coming up shortly. We're going to be talking some more, loads more Europe videos, and also we're going to see them playing live a little later in the show. So stick around, we're going to take another commercial break, and then we'll be back with more from Europe.